Do I have to re-record that? Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I did not know the stream went down. Feels bad, man. It happened like 10 minutes ago. Regardless, we're getting into game 2. Game 1 was insane. It was a very, very intense back and forth. I was engrossed in the cast, and I didn't notice that the stream went down. But spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Danish Protoss player. We have MaxPax for Size from Gaming. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. It is Hero for Weibo Gaming. Didn't notice the stream went down. Smooch. That's such a shame. Like, it was a really good game as well. Yeah. I might have to re-record that for YouTube, just because, like, I feel like it's deserving that people see that game. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do like I'm probably gonna re-record like after this, or maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime tomorrow I'll re-record game 1. But yeah, I do apologize. I didn't notice. Did not notice. But yeah, the stream is back up and everything should be fine. I don't know why the stream went down. We had a lot of viewership as well, so feels bad, man. Feels bad. Regardless, we're jumping into game 2. For those that maybe missed out on game 1, I do apologize, but we had a very scrappy back and forth between Hero and MaxPax. Hero, of course, embracing a more heavy. Oh my god, as MaxPax is trying to throw down those shield batteries, and MaxPax being hyper aggressive. Shield batteries have been placed. And Hero, he does pull the boys, forced to cancel the expansion. Can Hero shut this down? He does get the surround. Takes down the Zealots, getting on top of the shield batteries. And he will focus them down. MaxPax reinforcing with an Adept. Shield batteries, they do finish up though. The Adept has arrived. And Hero does not have his own. Uh-oh. Hero does not have his own shield battery. Gonna be forced back. MaxPax gaining ground. MaxPax casting smash as well. Sorry, what? Yeah, I mean, so was I. I didn't know that the stream went down. So we were just casting into the void. We're just casting to no one. So I will re-record. After this game, I'll re-record. I mean, it's a bit of a shame because like I've already casted it once, so I'm gonna have to cast it again. But I will re-record for YouTube, I guess. Feels bad, man. Phoenixes have arrived. You're getting forced back. The Adepts, they do get into the mineral line. Probes are finally going down. 2 probe kills in the main. And behind this, MaxPax is transitioning, is expanding. And so far, he did well for himself. I mean, it was a costly trade. It did cost MaxPax 3 shield batteries, but he's camped the production. I think he just camped the Stargate. He kind of camped the Stargate. Picking off workers, picking off Adepts. MaxPax can maintain this position. And things very quickly going from bad to worse. Just diving in, they will focus it down. Forced to overcharge as well. Hero trying to hold on, but he has no production behind this. Yeah, it looks like MaxPax, he will run away with this. He has a massive Phoenix lead. Takedown. We have the Stalker. GG gets called, and MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. GG. Just hyper aggression out of MaxPax, throwing down those shield batteries, came with the production, forcing a cancel of the natural, and Hero was just outscaled. He just could not keep up with the production of his opponent. Likewise, the shield batteries provided a nice kind of safe haven for the army as well, and we're going to game 3. We are going to game 3. Again, I do apologize. Like, game 1 was a really solid game. And it was a lot of fun. Like, it's very intense. Game 2 over before it really began, and now we're going for the ace match. We're going to game 3. I do have to monetize on Twitch, sorry, on YouTube as well. Do have to monetize. jumping into the ace match. I'll take your word for it. I knew it was like a 20-minute game. It was crazy. But now we're getting into game 3. Gonna be loading into Ghost River. But thank you for those who did stick around. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Tying up the series and forcing the ace match and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Dragon Kaizi, also representing Weibo Gaming. It is Hero. Here we go. I do need to quickly check and make sure that we're on TL. Okay, we're good. Probes are moving out. And we are settling in. I imagine MaxPax going for his patented gate expand setup. Hero will have the option to be aggressive himself. He has the option to go for a 1-base all-in. But alas, we've seen MaxPax pull off some insane defense in the past. We'll see if Hero is feeling confident. We'll see if he is confident. Now, I don't know why OBS didn't reconnect. Weird. Feels weird, man. Hero does move out. Bogian does confirm the opener as well. Again, just gate into Cybercore. Hero likewise going for the same build. Okay, let's go. It's going to be a gate cyber opener out of Hero. Both players mirroring each other. And looks like both players are setting up for their expansions, which means we could end up in Phoenix Wars again. I mean, I say again, we didn't really get that in Game 2. It was a little bit more chaotic. Well, it's a little bit more chaotic. As Stargates are on the way, and we should be opening up Phoenix. Oh boy. I mean, MaxPax, he's pretty damn good in this kind of situation, so I don't know if I'm feeling too confident for Hero. We'll see if he can out-control his opponent. As the probe is zoned away, Hero does not get confirmation of the Stargate. Meanwhile, MaxPax does, so MaxPax knows, which means we should be seeing a Phoenix. Hero is a little bit more in the dark, but he should still recognize like what MaxPax typically goes for. So hopefully Hero starts up his own. Hero taking the better trade, does take down the initial Zealot, going for the Adept. Phoenix production has begun, and the Phoenix Wars are here. Oh boy, mass Phoenix for everyone. It's going to be going mass Phoenix. MaxPax, he's more than willing to throw down a second Stargate and just double down on Phoenixes. I don't know if Hero is willing to do the same. That I'm less certain about. As Hero does get eyes and does confirm the Phoenixes. Natural base is on the way. Hero trying to shade in. Does shade into the main. But MaxPax, yeah, he can lift. There's a second Stargate for MaxPax, so he's embracing Mass Phoenix. Hero needs to do the same, otherwise he will fall behind. Hero will fall behind. As for now, he's moving out. Bold move. Adepts are shading in. Adepts, they do commit. Hero up. Does go for it. Does try to. Alas, yeah, MaxPax, he's up a Phoenix. Hero, he has to back off. Trading 1 for 1. It's going to be close. 2 for 2. And barely in favor of MaxPax. Okay, it is going to be an even trade, but Hero, throughout all of that, Hero, he pops off. 10 probes. Hero, he does annihilate the economy. 10 workers going down, a very nice damage. But the biggest concern, double Stargate. Double Stargate, double Phoenix production. Hero, he is late to throw down his own second Stargate. So Hero, he is behind in Phoenixes. And I am going to be concerned here. Right now, we're even on the Phoenix count, 3 versus 3. But MaxPax can make 2 at a time. And he's moving out. Is going to be moving out. Now, the hope would be that Hero had dealt enough economic damage where MaxPax couldn't afford another Phoenix, but his production is so far looking unhindered until now. Not bad. That does delay, but still on the way. And looking at the units tab here, MaxPax, he's got 6 Phoenixes to the 4 of Hero. And MaxPax, he can just dive in. Yeah, he can just dive. He can take the fight as well. Oof. And that's might just be game. Might just be game here, losing another Phoenix and another, and we can just camp the production. Again, the faster double Stargate was brutal. Hero losing everything, and there's nothing that Hero can do. At this point, MaxPax, he can camp the production. Hero, he is trying to rally out his Phoenixes. MaxPax did miss it. Adapts across the map. Hey, they're catching some probes. Do catch some workers. Probes are going down. You can see once again, MaxPax trying to camp the production, does get another Phoenix. And MaxPax, he might be losing workers, but MaxPax, he is camping the production, just making sure that nothing else is produced. Another Phoenix does escape. But it's just an uphill battle here for Hero. It's such an uphill battle. It's 2 versus 8. Like, what can we do? I mean, sure, MaxPax's Phoenixes are low, but yeah. This is the dynamic here of PvP Phoenix Wars. Like, once you take one bad fight, like, that should be game. Getting another Phoenix. Getting another probe. Again, that's all that MaxPax needs to do. It was really cool to see Hero get into the mineral line the way that he did and pop off with his ZF. So GG gets called and MaxPax overwhelms. MaxPax will take the series at 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Unfortunately, Game 2 and Game 3 did not live up to Game 1. Game 1 was honestly beautiful. Like, Game 1 was the game of the series. That's why I feel really bad that the stream drops. I feel really bad that OBS like just disconnected for some reason. It was a really solid Game 1. It was very close, very back and forth. Game 2 and Game 3 were a little bit more lackluster. As we mentioned in Phoenix Wars, like, you take a bad fight, that can be it. On top of that, we saw that MaxPax was able to go into the faster second Stargate, faster Phoenix production, so he just overwhelmed. GG, well played. MaxPax does advance on to the grand finals, and now we are heading over to the upper semis into Clem versus Solar. Let's go. Jumping into that TVZ. And we'll see who faces off against MaxPax in those grand finals. Will it be a Zerg or a Terran? Will it be Clem or Solar? We're here to find out. We can finally cast a Zerg player path. Finally. We go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing himself, currently teamless. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. Will it be a Terran or a Zerg to join up and to face off against MaxPax in those finals? Against Solar, he popped off against Beyond earlier. Did happen off stream, but he was competing against a Beyond. Did take Beyond down 2-0. And we have seen Clem show a little bit of weakness here in this matchup over the past couple of weeks, but a lot of that, you know, did come the way of Rogue, for example, and he's a very stylistic player. There's been a lot of coverage on those matches from the Liu Lu Cup. But alas, despite that, I don't really think Solo is one to embrace that. I mean, we were watching Solo versus Beyond earlier, and we saw that Solo was playing much more standard, much more like he usually does. Wasn't going mass Overseer and mass Changeling. Isn't really one to embrace that sort of style. I mean, that's just not really the kind of player that Solo is. If there were a player to try to emulate Rogue, I would lean more towards Dark and Shin. Dark and Shin 100% would be willing to emulate and to try out that style. Solo less so. Solo, he's a little more macro oriented, a little more standard in his play. He's less adventurous, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. He's still like a lot of fun to watch, of course, but less chaotic compared to Dark, Rogue, and Shin. Solo, he's less of an animal. Let's go. Solo's going hatch gas pool. Clem will delay the will delay the hatchery. Is on patrol. Drone has to back off. Again, there's only one third base location on this map. Expanding towards the linear third is bold, to say the least. It's crazy. It's wild. So Solo, he's going to be contained on 2 bases. The Reaper has arrived, and a good start for Clem. Is already a good start. Just containing the Zerg player. Queens are soon to arrive. We'll zone away the Reaper, but Reaper can still threaten that third. As Clem backs off, he rotates, will once again deny the third base. Ay, ay, ay. Big delay here for Solar. Finally will expand. Meanwhile, back at home, Clem opening up 1-1-1. Now, this is something that Clem has been doing more and more frequently. For those that are curious, a standard build in this matchup is going for a third CC before starport, but Clem more and more often has been more active and more aggressive. This is actually a build that Clem did use to great effect against Serral in EWC. It's how he was able to punish Serral quite heavily as he was going into a much more heavy Hellion Banshee aggression in the early game, in the early to mid game. So Clem, he's going for a delayed third, and he's rushing into just a more aggressive start. It's more Hellions, more Banshees, more active style. So Clem does rotate, does threaten. It is a nice change of pace as well, just because this is so out of meta and so out of fashion compared to all the other Terran players out there. I think Clem is the only one that consistently goes 1-1-1 nowadays. So let's poke in. Just looking for another way in. Likewise, Lings are getting across the map. They bypass the Hellions, going for the mineral line, but more Hellions have arrived. One SCV goes down. Oh, just the one. Clem holds. Third CC now on the way. Overlord does confirm the 1-1-1, does confirm the Banshee production. And Spores are on the way. They're being thrown down as we speak. They're finishing up. Clem with a massive amount of Hellions, he can threaten a mineral line. And he avoids the Queens who go straight up for the natural. Not enough Lings. Clem, he will bust in. And the barbecue is real. He's going to roast up those drones. Banshees, they hit the main. Boys being pulled away. Queen goes down. And there's no way out of this. Ay, ay, ay. And the game doesn't end here and now. This is game-ending damage. Drones are getting roasted. 10 workers falling. 13. 14. Almost 15 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. 15 drones go down. The Hellions, they can still wreak havoc. And raining down from the high ground. 18 worker kills. Yeah, this is exactly what happened at EWC with Serral, where he would struggle to keep up with the Hellion aggression. It's 19 drone kills. Solo moving out across the map. Ugh, even more drones falling. And in total, I'm afraid to look, 20 drone kills for 8 Hellions. Ay, ay, ay. Insane amount of damage. And just like that, Clem takes an economic lead, now getting his third. Third base is almost done, soon to be landed on location. And the Banshees are still alive. They're still getting even more damage. Getting another 2 drones. They're still quite healthy. I'm going to say that this one's on 2 HP. Has to back up. Has to be repaired. But Clem is looking quite comfortable in Solar. He has to re-drone, resaturate. Settling into double Evo chamber. Into Ling Bane. But Solar has a lot of recovery to do. Again, ideally at this point, we would have seen already a 4th base, like full 3 base at least saturation, 1-1 upgrades. Like everything has been delayed for Solar. And now here comes Clem. He's moving out with his double drop. He's moving out 14 Marines. Stim is done. Combat Shield's on the way, 1-1 as well. And Clem, he wants the 4th. The Queens are holding their own. So far, so good. Queens are able to keep up, able to transfuse. This Clem does threaten the Stim. Doesn't go for it. Upgrades are finishing up. Solar, he is holding on. But again, holding on is still not good enough. So he needs a fight to go his way. Or get some economic damage done across the map. As Clem is reinforcing. Rallying out more of his army. 1-1 is now done. We'll see if Solar can survive this. As this move out is going to hit like a truck. Start sieging. So sieging up. Clem slowly pushing forward. Stimming in. Does nice some of the creep. A lot of creep going down. Solar setting up a surround. Well, he's trying to catch reinforcements. Clem, he's got 3 tank siege up behind this. Shaving off a lot of Ling Bane. Solar, getting ready for that surround. Double jump towards the left-hand side. Clem forcing Solar to split. Drop has arrived. Solar, he has to respond, has to react. Ooh, Banelings do not connect. So far, the distraction doing well. Mind shot goes off. Clem, he can focus on his push. Not much to defend. Uh-oh. Yeah, no overreaction here with the Ling Bane. Clem, he can push in. It just links to defend. No Banelings. Queen's under fire. Clutch transfuse. Solar, he's holding on. But there are more Marines behind this. And Solar, he's going to commit. Ling Bane off of creep. Mind shots going up. They take down the Ling Bane. And there's nothing left. Only Ling Hydra. And Clem, he can stim and win. He can overwhelm. He can and he will. As he has an overwhelming army. The army is a little bit overstimmed. The Hydra's up. They're holding on. They're barely holding their own. But last Solar, he's trading gas for minerals. Spinning out too many Marines. Reinforcements on the way. Another tank goes down, but GG gets called. It's just too much, and Clem takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Solar just unable to recover after the economic damage. He had lost over 20 drones to the Hellion Banshee harass. It was insane how much damage Clem had gotten, and from there, Solar, he was on the back foot. He was trying desperately to hold on, and he was like barely holding, barely surviving, but you saw that he just could not keep up with the multi-pronged aggression. He just didn't have the supply for it. He was torn apart. Was outscaled. GG. GG, well played. Clem just snowballing out of control from early on. And with that, takes a lead. Takes a lead in the series. Now we're jumping into game number 2. Here we go. Getting into that second game. And a lot of this is going to come down to the early game defense. Solar cannot afford to lose 20 drones again. Like, that was game-ending damage then and there. That's what led into Clem snowballing out of control the way that he did. That's why Solar had so little to defend. Because of that economic damage. And we'll see if Solar goes for a different approach. As we load into Post-Youth as game number 2, we could see like a Roach-based defense instead. Something, again, a little bit more secure. We'll see. We'll see what Solar goes for. We shall see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Post-Youth, we have our French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. We'll see if he can close it out here and now. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing himself, currently teamless, but deserving to be on a team. Down in the series, we'll see if he bounces back. It is Solar. Here we go. We are settling in. Solar going for a hatch first. Meanwhile, Clem opening up Rax Expand. Okay. But now we're calming things down. And we'll see if Clem once again goes for a 1-1-1. I don't expect that this time. As opposed to the previous maps, here, because the natural is within the main base, there's only one ramp to defend, and it is far easier for a Zerg player to defend against that kind of Hellion aggression. I don't see Clem having as much success this time with that same build. So I would expect to see a faster CC. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. We'll see if Clem does calm things down and go for something more economic, or if he keeps the pressure on instead. We shall see. Something more economic. We go. So we are settling in. I saw someone in the chat saying 20 drones killed, still up by 5. A lot of that is, as a reminder, when you do get economic damage that we saw in the previous game, even though the Zerg player can recover, that is lava spent on redroning instead of on upgrades, on tech, on army supply. So it doesn't look as clear, it doesn't look as obvious, just like the lead that Clem had. But like killing those 20 drones like did set him up for success. Like, it was insane how much damage that was, and it set solely behind in every other aspect. So I do apologize if I didn't make that clear. I do apologize. But now we're settling in. As Clem this time is going 3cc, that's a third CC before starport, so this time is going for a much more economic build. So as I mentioned before, this time he won't be as aggressive with Hellion Banshee, not in game 2. And a lot of that is because of the map. Like, it's just so much more difficult to be aggressive on Post-Youth early on. As Clemmy does poke in, is trying to get a read on the saturation, at least confirms the third. Threatens the mineral line. Behind this, Solar just joining up. And we can calm things down. Now, something that we have seen having a lot of success on Post-Youth is ARAXs. So I would not put it past Clem to embrace an ARAX here and just go for a 3-base all-in. Likewise, we're seeing Clem pop off in the late game in this map as well. So we'll see what he goes for. We shall see. As Banshee production has begun, getting to a handful of Hellions, third CC almost complete as well. Clem just vying for map control. He shouldn't be committing into a mineral line this time. Does want to lose his map control here. Following it up with 3 Raxes. soon take that third. Overlord Scout dips in. We'll get eyes on the starport and the researching tech lab. So Solar, he is aware of the Cloaked Banshees. And he should be getting ready. Opening up lair. Is going for a lair opener. Should be followed by a double Evo chamber with a Baleen Nest. Fourth base is delayed. Solar does have potential if he takes extra gases. If he doesn't throw down a Baleen Nest soon, then he could actually rush into a Spire, which would be risky on a map like Post Youth, but we'll see how spicy Solar's feeling. As the lair is finishing, and where is the tech? Where's the Baleen Nest? Where are the Evo chambers? Extra gases are being taken. Are we going for the Spire? Is Solar rushing into Mutas? Oh, never mind. Roach Warren gets placed instead. Okay, that I was not expecting. Hellions, they hit the fourth. Banshees going towards the third. Toki in, going for the queens. No detection. Banshee coming in from behind. He wants the queens. He's going to get them. Flush Transfuse. Keeps him alive. Solar does hold his own. Protects the queens. Zones back his opponent. Lair is now done. And Solar, he's joining up to 3-base saturation. Interesting. Initially going for the Roach Warren, but he throws down Infestation Bit behind this. Where are you taking us? He's committing into Roach play. Passing up Roaches. Banshees have yet to confirm. They have not seen the tech yet. Drones are going down. Not bad. 4 drone kills. Oh, almost a queen. Banshees back up. At the same time, Lings hit the third base. They get 2 SCVs, but Clem is in position. Now, with this Infestation Bit, Solar, he can either rush into a Hive, or he can get Infestors to help support. Melee upgrades on the way. Interesting. It looks like Solar, he's opening up Roach only to defend. He's not committing into Roach Ravager, into like a Roach Ravager heavy composition. Otherwise, we would see +1 range instead of melee. So he is going into Lingbane behind this. And rushing into the Hive. And so far, Solar, he's holding on. This is a more defensive kind of play style, just because we're lacking any Lingbane, and we're lacking any kind of map presence here. We're just stuck at home. Solar should be able to hold on. No Ravagers. Yeah, the first Ravager on the way, I'm a little bit concerned. Now Ravagers, this can be a tough hold. Mind Shield's going up. Ooh, another Mind Connection. And the Roach Ravager getting softened up, and it looks like Solar, he should be able to hold on. He shouldn't crumble here. As 14 more Lings are on the way. Ravagers do finish. And Solar holds. Solar shuts down all the Widow Mines. He does hold on. Behind this, Clem getting to a second factory. Getting to a 4cc. Clem is not going for a 3-base all-in. He's not A-maxing. He's expanding. So we do have a longer game state being set up here. I do appreciate it. Both Clem and Solar taking up. Solar rushing into an Ultra Cavern. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, it does fall in line with the melee upgrades. Styles did not connect. Solar rushing into those Ultras. It will take a little bit of time for the upgrades to kick in, but they're on the way. Meanwhile, Clem moving out, establishing the gold. Clem has had map control so far. Has been keeping Solar pinned. Oh, and he is looking to knock down that gold. Does stim in. Going for the expansion. Does force a cancel. Does cancel the expansion. Catching out Creep. Catching out Overlords. Getting another as well. Does not escape. Supply blocking Solar. Oh, nice target firing at a Clem. I mean, they are slow Banelings. I mean, does target them down. Solar pushing in. Ultras are on the way. Clem still being active. Back at home, what do we have to defend? We have a Planetary. We have a handful of tanks. Not too many. Clem just building up that tank out, making 2 at a time. And Clem is securing himself and getting ready for the eventual push. Now, I don't believe Clem has scouted the Ultras or the Ultra Cavern, so Clem is in the dark as to what's going on. And Solar, he is maxed. He's getting ready for his move out. His army's a little bit chaotic. There's some Roach Ravager, there's some Ling Bane, there's a handful of Ultras, there's Queens to transfuse. The Ultras are revealed. And Clem does not have Ghost ready for this. No Ghost for Clem, but he might not need them just because there aren't really many Ultras. There's only two. Only two Ultras. So, Ghosts aren't really going to be necessary. Speaking of, I mean, he is making 3 at a time. He will have them regardless. Will help against the Vipers. Speaking of, Vipers coming in with a Power Bomb. Solo waiting for his upgrades, kind of waiting to just finish. Ultra Speed on the way. Adrenal as well. Solo has to wait a little bit longer here. He's also waiting for 2-2. Solo splitting up his army. Trying to come in from multiple angles. Clem is mainly fortified at the goal base. We could try to find a way in here towards the natural. The tanks are unsieged. The Vipers are coming in. They go for the Lightning Clouds, forcing back the main army. Clem out of position, he's across the map. And Ling Bane does roll in. But those are brutal tank shots. Nice spread out of Clem. Clem, he will defend. And he will shut this down. Oof. Yeah, Solo bleeding out a lot of his supply. The Vipers, no! The Vipers ain't rallying. No more Lightning Clouds, no more Power Bombs. Solar, he's up against the wall, trying to remax. Rebuilding with Roaches, with Ultras. But Clem, his army is getting better and better with more and more Ghosts, with 3-3 on the horizon as well. As 3-3 has not yet begun for Solar. He's stuck on 2-2. Solar getting ready for a Ling drop into the main. That's a lot of Jumble Lords. He's getting ready for the drop. Oh, main army runs into the Ghosts. No snipes though. Solar loading up. Main base is exposed. Could even deny some of these upgrades. Could get on top of the E-bays. E-bays are exposed and the drops, they're coming in. And they will all unload. One overload goes down. But Clem, he does respond. It does turn back around. And here come the Ultras. The snipes are brutal. Yeah, there's one Ultra left. Ultra gets sniped. Clem, he will defend. But what about the main? Ling's a deny +3 attack. Oh wait, no they don't. Oh my god. The eBay goes down, but +3 finishes. That's unfortunate. That's a little bit unlucky for Solar. He takes down the eBay, but the upgrade did complete. Meanwhile, on the front lines, Ling Roach pushing in, gets a tank, gets 2. Tanks are going down, but Solar, he doesn't gain any more ground. That Ling drop had potential, but only gets a handful of SCVs, only gets 1 eBay, doesn't deny any upgrades. And Clem, he can focus on his push. He can move out. And Solar's hurting. We've hit that window, we've hit that timing where Clem has 3-3. And Solar, he needs more time to catch up. Setting up a surround, coming in from behind. Tanks are laser siege. But the snipes do go up. Here comes the Ling Bane though. And nice spread here by Clem. Avoids most of the Banelings. A couple do connect towards the end. But the Ghosts do survive. The Ultras go down. And behind this, Clem, he still has an economy. So 74 workers, he has mules, he can sustain these losses. Solo desperately trying to rebuild. For the next fight, 3-3 is going to be done. 3-3 about to finish. Infestors on the way. Snipes are brutal. Oh my god. Snipes going up, there's one Ultra left. The one bailing. It doesn't quite connect. At the same time, Solo trying to catch reinforcements, but there are plenty of Ghosts to defend. This goes everywhere. Goes to defend, goes to attack. They shut down the Ultras. Let's transfuse. Keeping the Ultras alive at least a little bit longer. But these are still more efficient trades for Clem. And Solar has not touched the economy. what I mentioned earlier. Like, these bases have been left on their own. Solar does get a fungal. The flanking fungal. Let's go. Solar lands the fungal. He does take a fight, forcing back Clem. And this is it for Solar. Takes a handful of SCVs, but he doesn't break the expansion. Oof. Yeah, Infestor gets sniped as well. Do we have any other Infestors? No. 0 Infestors for Solar, 0 Spellcasters. Just purely Lingbane Ultra and Ravager. And that was a decent fight for Solar, but not good enough. 3 more Infestors on the way. Solar going for another Ling run by. This time not much in position to defend. Never mind, there's plenty. Then he does respond. Does hold back at home. I think both players just taking a moment to breathe. Clem is still maxed. But the creep is slowing him down. Those 3 Infestors have arrived. They're here joining the main army. They have potential. They're looking for those fungals. Solar, he's keeping up with the drop. We scan ahead of time. Clemmy sees the Infestor. He wants it. Oof, gets 1. 1 Infestor goes down. There's 2 left. Yeah, snipes going off. GG gets called. Solar, he runs out of steam, and Clem will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. At least we had more of a back and forth compared to game 1. But alas, Clem, he was just trading so damn well. It was an interesting build out of Solar, if you recall. Remember, he did open up Roach. He went Roach, then he rushed into Ultras. But the initial wave of Ultras were a little bit lackluster. Solar, he wasn't really getting the value that he wanted. He was unable to break the planetary. I'm referring to the center gold. Clem, he was happily freely mining from that expansion, was able to take advantage of that base as well. There was also potential with the Ling drop, but as we mentioned, it didn't really get much done either. And GG. GG, well played. Clem will take the series. Clem will advance on into the grand finals, where he's going to be facing off against MaxPax in a best of 5. Let's go. And what I appreciate about Clem versus MaxPax is, for, I would say, maybe the past 2, maybe 3 months, Clem has been much more dominant over MaxPax. But over the past, like, 2 weeks, past like week and a half, 2 weeks, MaxPax has actually been posing a threat to Clem again. So recently we've had a more back and forth. Again, for quite some time, it was more dominant in favor of Clem, and I think historically it's still in favor of Clem. But MaxPax has been fighting back, has been taking maps, has been taking series. So I'm hoping for a back and forth here. I'm hoping it's not a 3-0 in either direction. I'm hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. Let's go. Let us go. As we are setting up here and getting that best of 5 ready, vetoes are underway, and we will soon jump in. What was the MaxPax hero score? It was 2-1. It went to the ace match. Did go to the ace match. Hold on. I do apologize though. Again, MaxPax vs. Hero was game 1 was beautiful, but the stream went down when we were casting game 1, and I didn't notice that the stream went down until after the game, because I was so engrossed. Like, when the game ended, I looked over and I saw that everyone in the Twitch chat had spammed F, and I was like, what? Why are they? Oh. And apparently OBS had disconnected. So because of that, game 1 wasn't shown, which is sad, but I will try to re-record it for YouTube. So probably tomorrow or the day after, I'll probably just re-record that game and try to edit it all together and upload it to YouTube, because it was really good. It was so far it was the best game of the tournament. Like, unironically, game 1 between Hero and MaxPax was crazy. Here we go. Well, we're getting into our next game. Looks like the vetoes are done, and we're all filing in. Shout out to all the other casters, of course. Shout out to Koka, So Bad Rush, Wardy, into the Inu as well, casting in Korean. Much love to all the other casters and coverage that we're getting here as we're getting into the grand finals. We have our top 2 players of the week. We have Clem, we have Max, we have a Terran, we have a Protoss. But only one can be the champion. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Get your gamba going because predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Go. Here we go, as MaxPax has been mainly relying on his PvP throughout the course of this tournament. We casted MaxPax versus Trigger, we casted MaxPax versus Hero, all the PvPs. But now he's up against a Terran. He's up against the best Terran in the world. I would say the best player currently in the world as well. Clem, he has been popping off. He's been looking like a beast. Has been insane to see his performances over the past couple of months. But as I mentioned before, specifically over the past 2 weeks, I would say that MaxPax has actually been looking pretty comparable and pretty competitive with Clem. I'm referring to MaxPax's performances against Clem in the online weeklies, as well as the Big Lulu Cup, where MaxPax has been able to defeat Clem in the best of 5s. Has been very impressive. Can he do it again? That is the question. Like, I still favor Clem. I still do favor him overall. Ooh, as we have lost our Korean caster. Bit of a feels bad, man. Hopefully everything is okay with Inu. Shout out to Inu, by the way. He is a lovely Korean caster for Into the Clan, but maybe experiencing a little bit of latency. Did end up dropping, but he can always join in for the later games. It's all good. As we do calm things down. Now, something that MaxPax, I mean, that he's best at, of course, in the world in PvT is a 4-gate blink. We've seen him time and time again bring down some big names. We casted MaxPax versus Oliveira last week, which did go to the ace match, and it was specifically Oliveira popping off in every other scenario. But whenever MaxPax would open up 4-gate blink, he would just completely shut Oliveira down. At the same time, though, Clem is very familiar with MaxPax's style. Very well practiced against it, so more often than not, we actually see MaxPax avoiding 4-gate blinking against Clem, just because it doesn't really work out more often than not. Speaking of blink, it is going to be the Twilight Council, so it is going to be a blink-based opener from MaxPax. I mean, technically it could be DTs. We have seen MaxPax go for a Dark Shrine in this scenario instead, but it is very rare. Should be blink. There we go, blink is on the way. And the question becomes, how many gateways? Is it going to be 2-gate blink into a fast third? Is it going to be 3-gate blink, which is a more defensive safe build, or 4-gate blink stalker, something more aggressive? So what are we going for? But now MaxPax dipping in is going to be a 1-1-1 from Clem. MaxPax, has he confirmed? I mean, he's aware of the Cyclone. Should be aware of the build. Cyclone getting a lock on, Adept will get away. I love the body blocking there at a MaxPax, saving one of the Adepts. Saves one, doesn't save the other. As Clem does move out. Behind this, reinforcing with Widow Mines, going for a mine drop, designed to scout. And MaxPax is getting a 3rd gateway. So far, it looks like 3-gate blink. We'll see if MaxPax throws down a 4th. As he is holding on. Dance with the army. See someone asking in the chat, is Cyril playing here? Cyril is taking a break. After EWC, a couple of players did go on vacation. Hero went on like a month vacation. Solar took a break. Dark took a break. A lot of players actually took some time off after the Esports World Cup and after the Bulgaria LAN. Likewise, Cyril also taking some time off during the off season. Meanwhile, mine drops coming in. Of course, Cyril starts to focus on his military service. And Max does pull away in time. Oh! Does catch the medevac. And the Widowmine gets one probe. So no major damage. Nice response here out of Max, but at least Clem does confirm the lack of additional gateways. It's only 3-gate blink into a third. So again, just a safer, more defensive, or just, I would say, safer opener here out of Max. He can be aggressive with this, that is true, but this pales in comparison to 4-gate blink. Clem should be fine. Should be. He's got a tank in position in the main. He's got a bunker here on the low ground. Max can threaten a dive. He could even threaten the add-ons and the upgrades. We'll see if Clem can minimize his losses. As Max does have higher vision. Is going for Stim. He's going for it. It looks like he will force a delay. He will force a cancel. As he does get a kill on the tech lab. Not a bad pickup. He bleeds out one Stalker and one Adept. For Stim, not bad. So he'll delay the move out. Again, losing Stim is brutal because ideally Clem wanted to move out alongside it with his tanks, with his bio. Last is going to be stuck at home. Third TC's on the way. Max working into charge. And Max he does reinforce. His goal here is just to contain Clem for as long as possible. Keep him pinned back. And Max blinking in. He wants that bunker. He's going to get it. Bunker goes down. And remember, Stim is still so heavily delayed. Is still not ready. Max, he can trade well. He can overwhelm. I'm bleeding out a little bit too much here. Does reposition the tank. Clem will defend, but at the cost of so many Marines. That was 12 Marines and the Raven going down. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal losses for Clem. Max playing this out very well. And hey, behind this, Max has got his third base, getting fully saturated. Charge is finishing up. Clem finally breaks out. Stim is still not done. And you can see Max just being as annoying as possible, just chipping away at this move out. Catching a Marine, a medevac, a tank, wherever he can. Clem knows he has to get some damage done. He's hoping to at least deny the fourth. Can he, though? Tank does siege. Max here in the center of the map. It looks like we will force a cancel. Not bad. Nexus is denied. Max trying to respond. Zealots are warping in. And at this point, Clem has to back off. Yeah, he has to get the hell out of here. Does have to pull away. Zealots into the main. Max trying to catch the army. But who's going to catch who? Max he sees it. He wants a tank. He wants it. He'll get it. Tank goes down. Yeah, tank goes down. SCVs as well. Clem coming back, racing back home, but he's going to lose so much in the process. That's going to be what, 8, 9 SCVs going down. Ay, 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 10 workers. And Clem, Max he recalls back home, losing only 2 Stalkers. Very efficient trades. Max he is popping off back at home. He has splash damage. Colossus, the first one is out. Second is on the way. Clem is looking quite committed here. As he moves out, Max he's moving in once again. This time with Zealots. There are reinforcements. Minimize forced on borrow. Zealot dropping to the main. Main army's moving out. Again, this MVP observer giving Max so much information. Telling him whenever there's a move out, whenever his opponent's out of position. Clem is moving in, but again, there are Colossus. And soon to be an overcharge. Range is not quite ready here for the Colossus, though. Swipes going up. Catching out Marauders. Mind Shield doesn't quite connect, and now we have a second Colossus and an overcharge as well. Max, he shuts this down. Avoiding the mine shots. Establishes his fourth base. Clem has to back off. Behind this, going for a second starport, going into Mass Viking. Will help against the Colossus. So far, Max playing this out well. Marauder. Observer finally gets found. There we go. I mean, that snipe did tell Clem that there should be an observer somewhere. Finally does fall. Max poking in. Sniping 2 Widowmines. Oh, just the one. Getting a 5th base. So yeah, Clem, after a couple of move outs and after some denied expansions, he's going to be stuck at home. Max has the map control, taking another base. Likewise, so is Clem, getting his 4th. But Max is looking quite secure. Now that he has his Colossus out there, we're waiting for his next choice of splash damage. Disruptors or Storm. One or the other. Has yet to really embrace either one. There we go. Second Robo's on the way. Looks like either Disruptors or a heavy Immortal count. Going for a 4th Colossus. Oh my god. That's a little bit overkill, but okay. Getting up to 4. It's quite risky considering the Viking counts. We have how many? Only 8 Vikings. Okay. EMP's going off. Zelda gets caught out. Nice catch here by Clem. At the same time, Max pushing right down mid. Let's push through the center. They catch Clem off guard. I'm catching out a couple of Stalkers. He's pushing in. First Disruptor's finally on the way. A good amount of Stalkers go down. Bit of trade for Clem. Yeah, we have hit quadruple Colossus. Something you don't often see, just because of the overkill that is done. But sure, why not? Disruptors are on the way. Blink is on the way for the ETs as well. Max trying to catch out the army. He can and he will. Oof, brutal force field. Marines go down. Clem caught with his pants down a little bit there. Sniping Vikings wherever he can. Disruptors have arrived. Nova's going to be going up. Nice EMPs. Yeah, the Vikings are going ham. Colossus are going down. But what about the ground army? There's 2 Colossus left. Just barely. It looks like it is enough. And Max still is overwhelmed. Nova goes off, forces back the army. The ghost count completely resets, and there's only 1 Viking left. Just 1, down to 0. Down to 0 Vikings. Max holds his own, maintains 2 Colossus and 2 Disruptors. Clem does retreat. Pulls away. Again, I don't think that Clem was really expecting that many Colossus, which is why he cut Viking production earlier on. Now he has to reinvest into Vikings. Colossus gaining ground once again, getting on top of the army. And Clem is having a hard time. Nova grazes the army, takes out 1 Marauder. Gets another. And Max is pushing in. Clem does snipe both Colossus, just barely. Gets both. Colossus go down. Warping is denied. Nice catch on the Immortal. Clem punishes. Oh no! Oh my god. Calm down. Avoids it over. Gets the Disruptor. Clem is crazy at the same time, dropping across the map, getting to the middle line. Probes are going down. Ooh, massive Nova connects. Takes down most of the ghosts. It's getting scrappy. Max still maintains a better economy, but Clemmy will find the 5th. The 6th even. Does deny the center base. Clem pulling back. Fourth one is because you know you're going to lose at least 1. True. Really, you should make 8 Colossus because you know that you're at least going to lose 3, right? You know. True. You know you're going to lose them. Kappa. As the drop gets caught out. Unironically, it's the TY of making SCVs. I don't know if you were around for it, but TY back in his prime, I think it was in maybe early Legacy or end of Heart of the Swarm, but he would very often in TVZ build up towards over 100 SCVs, and his rationale would be because he would expect to lose some of them to Lingbane run-bys. He's like, I'm gonna lose SCVs anyway, so may as well ever make them. And it worked. Like, it worked very well for him. It's crazy. You would not want to be an SCV in TY's army, though. As both armies have remaxed. DT's on the run by, but there it goes to defend. Oh, this is an orbital, actually. Is an orbital, not a planetary. Bold move here out of Clem. No planetary is the center base. Level's going up. Max Pack's unable to find a way in. Sniping a ghost. Nova zones away. Meanwhile, at the same time, another Stellar Runby, but again, Clem is in position. He's ready for it. Meanwhile, Max Pack sees the Band of the Colossus going for mainly Disruptor. Nerves are going up. And Clem, he has no Liberators behind this, just sticking with a ground-based army. Vikings forced to land. Vikings going to be going down. And you can see, as soon as Max Pax kills the Vikings, we have Colossus on the way. They're coming back in. One nice splits here out of Clem. He does avoid the Novas. Takes down the Disruptors, takes a good fight. Max Pax has to back off. At the same time, though, DTs, they hit the 4th. They hit the 5th. 6 more CV kills. Max Pax pulling back. Clem does hold, does lose quite an amount of workers. But he's holding his own. Max Pax making 2 more Colossus at a time. Again, he reset the Viking count, catches a free ghost. Clem, though, he does get an entire mineral, and oh my god, 16 probes! 17 probes go down, and the base, Max Pax out of position. And Clem, does he keep going? Does he keep pushing? It's tempting, only Disruptors to defend. Looking quite exposed. There we go. We have more reinforcements, we have a Colossus. Second Colossus has arrived, Nova goes up. And there's the recall as well. And Clem has to get the hell out of here. Let's have to pull back. Both players staying on a low worker count. Liberator production has begun for Clem. The freedom is coming. Max Pax getting called out. Meanwhile, at the same time, Clem going for a drop, going for a ghost drop. It's quite committed. He has to be careful. Ooh, 1 full medevac goes down. It's a very expensive drop here for Clem. It's got a lot of Marauders and Ghosts in the mix. Is pinned back. Speaking of, I believe most of his Ghosts are in that drop. He has to pull away. Does find another expansion, going for the Nexus. And it looks like he will get it. Doesn't get the mineral line this time, but does get the base. Same time, drop does boost behind the mineral line. Clem pulling back. Drop's looking for another way in. This is potentially an opening. Yeah, there's 4 ghosts here in these 3 medevacs. It's crazy. that's a low supply. So let's catch a ghost. Rotating around, did take some EMPs to the face. Nova's zoning back the army, takes out a Marauder. Ooh, another ghost falls. And Clem having some rough trades here. Being forced back, the Colossus reigning supreme. Where are the Vikings? And not enough. The base forced to lift. SCV's going down, mules as well. Clem, just so much supply pinned in the corner of the map, unable to help out. Also, we saw the Liberators earlier. Ah, they're defensive. I was like, where are the Libs? They're sieged up at the on the left-hand side. They're not really doing much. The drops are cleaned up. Brutal losses for Clem. Ready to start defending. Nerves going up. It does feel like MaxPax has had some better fights here, but Clem can still take this. Yes, I mean, he's ready for a concave. First round. Oh my god. Plus, the swipes are brutal. I'm trying to keep up. Nose popping off once again. Oh my god. He has some rough losses here for Clem. And it looks like MaxPax, he is breaking through. I say that Colossus are low. Now getting very low. But it looks like it's more than enough. And again, there's no more EMPs, no more ghosts. Mainly Marine Marauder. MaxPax, he pushes in. He looks like he has broken the third base and he has broken Clem. Very intense back and forth. But overall, better trades, better fights for MaxPax. Takes down the Vikings. Gets 22 SCVs. Does lose all the Colossus. But he can just pull back. He can just pull back and keep going. Diving on the main army. Reinforcement with mass DT. Jesus. DTs are on the way. Liberator's finally moving out, but at this point, yeah, it's going to be too late. 4 probe kills. I mean, hey, the Libs do defend the base on the left-hand side. True. Keep it up. As the drops, they do keep MaxPax pinned, but he does have the better army supply. He does have the better economy. 40 probes to 28 SCVs. I mean, mules are good, don't get me wrong, but are they that good? I don't know if I'm convinced. I mean, if Clem can somehow get on top of the disruptors, then maybe. But he has to rely on MaxPax making a mistake. He has to rely on MaxPax slipping up, and that shouldn't happen. Ghost getting caught out once again. Another Ghost goes down. We can't afford these losses. As the Zella DT run bys, they continue. They hit the natural, heading into the third. Main army pushes in, gets a kill on the CC. Orbital falls. And so does the planetary. There's no saving it. Oh, I thought it was a Marauder drop. The Viking drop. Let's go. Gets cleaned up. Hi. I mean, Clem, he has clawed his way back in supply-wise. Like, he's up in army supply. A lot of the supply is in medevacs. True. He denies an expansion. I mean, hey, the mules are helping. Oh. They're helping wherever they can. Like, Clem still has a comparable army here to MaxPax and still win the fight. And very quickly get on top of the economy. So Clem is still in this. It's not over. I would love to see these Liberators incorporated in the main army, especially now that MaxPax, he's seen this kind of defensive position. He knows that there are Liberators to defend, so we haven't really seen that much aggression here, that much harassment. Regardless, the armies, they spot each other. MaxPax pushing in. Ghost getting caught out. You survive. Oof. falls. And again, pushing in disruptors is a difficult thing to do. Massive Nova connects. There's 3 left. 3 disruptors behind this. More Colossus join the mix. All it takes is 1 good Nova, and that forces back the Terran army. But it does re-establish another expansion. True. Let's re-establish. Oh my god. Gets another ghost. Clan pushing in, finding a mineral line, not bad. Probes are getting caught out. I mean, hey, in a low economic situation like this, I mean, every probe counts. Get 6 probes. Oh, Max Pax intercepting, catching the ghost. Ghost goes down, the bio army as well. Nice catch here from Max Pax. Meanwhile, Clem rotates. Pushing in, gets a sentry. Has to back off. Again, Max Pax was in position. This base isn't really too crucial. I mean, there's 0 mining. There's no minerals, there's no gas. Max Pax is on a 1 base economy. Something I did need to point out is that Max Pax, he's running out of resources. So despite having a higher probe count, it doesn't matter if he can't get another base. So Clem, he can outscale him. True. All he has to do is just deny the expansion. That is Clem's win condition. Deny the base over and over again and starve Max Pax out. Without getting caught out though. Max Pax going for the dive. High splits. Oh! It's a ghost. Oof. A handful of marauders. Disruptor goes down. Nice EMP, second disruptor falls. Not bad. At the same time, the base is spotted. Clem is rotating. Catches out the army. Vikings go ham. They do catch one of the Colossus. GG gets called as Max Pax gets caught out, and Clem, he will take game number 1. Whew. That was game 1. GG. Again, Max Pax running out of money towards the end, and Clem able to take some better fights overall, able to get eyes on those bases, make sure that Max Pax could not expand freely, and GG. GG, well played. A very, very intense back and forth game 1. I'll be honest, after the early game, winding it back, it happened a while ago. It was a long game. But if you remember the 3-gate blink, that snipe stim, like that was such a big moment from Max Pax. He stripped away so much momentum from Clem, and it did delay any kind of aggression. It is why Max Pax had such an, I was going to say easy, but such a clean, like early to mid game, where Max Pax, he was containing his opponent, he was delaying the 3rd, he was getting a 4th, 5th base as well. Like Max Pax had a very strong start to this game, and Clem was on the back foot, but he did claw his way back in, was able to bring it back. GG. GG. Oh, God. Very impressive. Here we go. Now we're getting into game number 2. I think most Terrans would have lost that. I think so as well. Like, again, Max Pax had such a strong start to that as well. Where Clem was being so active, harassing across the map, keeping up his bases. I do think it was bold of Clem to go for the orbitals as well. He had very minimal planetaries to actually defend his fringe bases, which was quite risky, but did hold his own. And it looks like someone might have lagged out of the game. As we're taking a little bit here to load into game 2. Here we go. But usually if the loading screen kind of gets stuck, it means someone in the lobby may have lagged out. I mean, we saw Edu lag out of game 1, and Hopefully he's okay. Otherwise, could be Eno again. Could be Emil. We'll see. Here we go. But yeah, I hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Again, it's been already a pretty intense finals. It's been solid. And again, shout out to Wardy. I believe Wardy, he has confirmed that the WardiTV Monday will continue for at least the month of October. I think he has confirmed that. Still not certain what's going to happen in November, just because we're all kind of just waiting to see if EP or if ESL do have an announcement regarding the end of the off season. We don't really know how long it's going to last. So for now, we're just kind of taking it 1 month at a time. 1 month at a time. Oh, and it looks like it was the Chinese caster. There we go. As spawning at the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Red Protoss player from the land of Denmark representing Sidestorm Gaming down in the series. But this episode of 5, plenty more games to come, plenty more opportunities to bounce back. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. We go. Again, do apologize for the delay to the start of game 2, but as you saw, basically, if someone lags out during the loading screen when you're loading into a game, then off screen, like behind the scenes, kind of a timer ensues, waiting for the person to reconnect. So you have to wait like 90 seconds or something. You have to wait for the timer to count down, and then the person gets booted. So you have to wait for that to happen. And unfortunately, we lost our Chinese caster. So bad rush. But hopefully you can join us for the next game. As Clem is going to be going for a double gas opener. Interesting. Double gas into a faster factory. A bit of a more tech-heavy or aggressive start at a Clem. Meanwhile, MaxPax just going for a Gate Cyber Expand. Send that opener out of the Protoss. And again, faster factory out of Clem. Now, technically, this could be the beginning of a one-base all-in. We have seen players like Gumiho and Oliveira, and even Ryung, I think, go for one-base all-ins like this on Ghost River, but I don't think Clem is really that kind of player. This should just be just a more tech-heavy start, getting into maybe Reacted Reaper Hellion, into potentially faster tank production, faster Cyclones, getting into a drop play, getting into Widow Mines, into an expansion. So just a delayed CC from Clem. Reaper is moving out, and he does throw down the CC. So no crazy one-base all-in. CC has been placed, Reaper dips in, and is forced out. Now Clem hasn't seen anything yet, but at least he keeps the Reaper alive. As the tech of choice is thrown down, it's going to be another Twilight Council out of MaxPax. So should we blink? Now whether it's 1, 2, or 3, whether it's 2, 3, or 4 gates, yet to be determined. Clem does dance with the initial adept. Getting a good amount of damage, not bad. Oh! Ooh, the adept does go down. Very nice catch. And behind this, you can see Clem rallying out with more Reapers and Hellions. So he's opening up Reaper Hellion. Looks like one Reaper is going to fall. Clem shouldn't lose the other Reaper, though. There we go. Does keep it alive. One Reaper for 2 adepts. Better trade for Clem. Does move out, so there's nothing here on the low ground. Boys have to be pulled away. And Clem does deny mining time at least. Denies mining time, still rallying across the map, going for the shield battery. Shield battery is under fire. Boys have to be pulled. And they're pulled into Hellions. Shield battery goes down. They do slip in. probes are falling, and this is getting a lot done. Again, more than it should have. 4 probe kills. Again, MaxPax trying to defend with a bare minimum. We'll clean this up, but bleeds out a 5th probe. 5 probe kills, not bad. Checking the units lost tab. It was 3 Reapers, 1 Hellion for 2 Adepts, shield battery, probes. It was also lost mine time at the natural. Bear that in mind as well. So a good amount of damage here by Clem. I mean, it could have been even worse. He could have ended the game here, gone into the mineral line and just roasted up the probes. But MaxPax does hold. And Clem follows it up with a mine drop. Now, this does mean that the low ground is quite exposed. There's a bunker on the way, but it's not done yet. MaxPax is pushing in, and does he delay the bunker? It's gonna be close. Bunker is delayed. SCV's being pulled. Does finish off the bunker just in time. Meanwhile, with the mines across the map, they get 2 probes. 2 probes for 2 mines. MaxPax does react in time, does defend. And how many gateways do we have? It's gonna be 3 gate blink. Okay, 3 gate blink, just like the previous game. Not overly committed, but he can move out without War Prism. We saw in the last game this led into a big denial of stim. Widow mines are reset, they reburrow. Getting a stalker. Not bad. 1 stalker and 1 probe. Clem does pull away. Blink was revealed. And this time the Raxes are a little bit further back. So this time Stim is not as exposed. 2 tanks of siege in the main. MaxPax ready for the blink into the main as well. Going for the dive. And Clammy should be ready for this. No, Stim, not again! Oh my, okay. He wants it. He wants it back. Not this time. Thankfully, Stim is protected. The tanks were ready for it. Raven passes across the map. Max does reinforce. Now the tank has arrived. Ooh, it's late to siege. Yeah, brutal pick off. 1 tank goes down. Ooh, but the punish is real. Yeah, so many tank volleys going off. That was 3 stalkers falling. I guess 2. Observer gets scanned. Clem does defend. This time he protects his upgrade. Clem does rotate towards the low ground. Does snipe the bunker. Late to repair. Late reaction out of Clem. No tanks either. Uh-oh. And no tanks in position. Boys are being pulled. MaxPax is trading well. But the tank has arrived. MaxPax, he just ignores the tank. Goes further into the natural. Going for another warp in. The tank's having a hard time getting ready. And that's going to be 10 SCV kills. Oh my god. 10 SCVs going down. Another tank as well. Big tank boys going off, but MaxPax, he trades well. Bleeding out only a handful of soldiers. They're low, but they're still alive. And they get even more SCVs. SCVs going down. Stim is done. Ooh, getting up to 14 SCVs. Aye, aye, aye. With the help of Stim and Clem, he should force this back. Trying to maintain himself. Meanwhile, across the map, we do get 2 probes. Not much. The Raven doing what he can. And MaxPax is not done. Again, doing this off of the back of only 3 gateways. Impressive. Now, what's important is that eventually Clem will break out. And he can counterattack. Building up more Marauders, building up more tanks. Remember, the 3rd base was delayed. Just now getting saturated. MaxPax still keeping Clem pinned. Into Marauder, gets 2. Very nice snipes. I'm trying to chase him down. Emphasis on try. At least forces back the entire army. Clem, he gets some breathing room. But the pressure is on. That was how many? That was 14? 18 SCV kills. Aye, aye, aye. Clem going for a drop. There is a spotter pylon.
Research
Pylon does confirm. MaxX pulling back. And the Clem can threaten the main. Colossus have arrived. The game will settle from here. Again, it was good damage from MaxX, but he did kind of delay his own economy to make it happen. Clem now taking his own third CC as MaxX gets saturated. The drop is also keeping MaxX pinned, which means Clem, he can finally break out. He can expand, he can breathe. For now, is stuck at home. Establishing his third. Clem does break out. Catching a pylon, picking up. Nice pickup. MaxX getting punished with moving out. And I feel like both players, they're gonna be taking a moment here to breathe. We have more Colossus on the way for the Protoss. It will eventually Disruptor. Meanwhile, Clem getting to his own Ghost Academy. Ghost production soon to begin. After an intense start to the game, we're calming down. Clem getting ready for his own move out. I'm curious if he's gonna wait for the Ghost or not. The first Ghost is on the way. Clem does move out across the map. Leaves out a Widow Mine. He's going to be pushing. Colossus do respond. There's 3 Colossus here for MaxX. Once again, going for the 4th Colossus. 2 games in a row. Ooh, Prism goes down to the turrets, though. Prism does fall. Zealot gets into the mineral line. Not much damage. I say that, some SCVs are going down. But Clem, the soup is real. He's about to max out. Like MaxX, who was getting damage done earlier, but it looks like he was that much more committed. He wasn't able to break Clem, and that's what matters. So Clem is attempting to snowball from here. Tanks are repositioning. Salts are going down. I'm trying to force the issue, but unable to. MaxX is still ready for the drop. Still supply is pinned back. And Clem going for another Doom drop here towards the natural. So Thermal Lance is about to finish up. It looks like it won't be denied. But the drop does dive in, and a lot of tech is exposed. Actually going into the main. Does force a recall. Drop has to pick up, has to get the hell out of there. Again, Clem maxing out. MaxX not too far behind him. Supplies are quite similar. So it's being cleaned up. We've been here before where Clem, he's got quite a lot of supply pinned here in these drops, and they aren't really getting much done yet, but they have potential. We have 3 medevacs outside of the main, and 2 medevacs outside of the 4th. MaxX has to respect it. He's forced to stay back. Both armies are now maxed. Clem with so many more ghosts. He's on how many Vikings? Just 4. So not too many Vikings here for Clem, which I'm a little bit concerned based on the heavy Colossus count. Expansion is denied. Raven still posing a threat. Likewise, Fusion gets called out. Clem still looking for another way in. Fusion Core is on the way. We actually didn't really get to see much Liberator production last game, just because of how chaotic it was. We only had like defensive libs. But now with the Fusion Core, we can get into some Liberation. Clem, he's getting there. Working towards lib range. As the map is being cut in half. I mean, this is kind of the downside of this map, but one of the big features, I should say, is that the only ways to really apply pressure to any of these bases is to push up these ramps. And as long as the opposing player can keep up with your movement, you can't really gain any ground. Like pushing up this ramp here, or towards the north, or here between the natural and the third, here outside towards the south, it's so difficult pushing up these ramps. And that's why very often we see these split map scenarios, where the map is cut in half, and both players max. Let's drop a slow position. This is where I would love to see Skytoss ready for max packs, like some Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. Get ready for that Skytoss transition. For now, though, he's focusing on a ground-based army. Hasn't gone there yet. Is moving out. Max Packs pushing towards that natural as well. Meanwhile, here comes the drop finally! Massive EMPs! EMPs go up, Archons get caught out. Nice auto turrets as well to help support. And Clem, he's breaking through. He's trading well. Gets the mineral line. At the same time, hits the southern expansion. Max Packs trying to keep up. The base is killed. Kill the Nexus. Nova's turning back the main army. The drop is cleaned up, but that's 14 probe kills. And Clemmy trades well. Does trade well, but Max Pack still has so many disruptors. 5 disruptors, still has potential. Speaking of, Nova's turning back the army, connecting with the tank. Rotating around. And awkward position for Clem. Max Pax doesn't overextend. Again, with these reinforcements, Clem has potential for a flank or a surround. Max Pax instead peeling off towards the natural. And Liberation has arrived. And Max Pax, he goes for the natural instead. Takes out the Planetary. Planetary is buying time, though. The army does respond. Max Pax doesn't gain ground. Nice EMP on the disruptors. One disruptor goes down. And connections are a little bit lackluster. Colossus falls. And Max Pax, he plummets in supply. He lost so many disruptors. 3 Colossus as well. Oh, nice Nova though. Nova takes down a good chunk of ghosts. The drop finally coming back in. That was the initial drop that was outside the 4th. Crazy. Finally coming into play. Oh no! Medevac's cleaned up. Medevac finally goes down. But Clem has been pulling Max Pax apart. And again, what is the answer to the libs? What is the answer? Let's try to rely on Stalker. Massive EMPs, they go off. They shut down the Stalkers. Novas don't connect. And Max Pax, he's just getting picked apart. This is what we expect out of Clem. GG gets called, a much more dominant performance, and Clem takes game number 2. GG. Game 1 was close, game 1 was scrappy. Here in game 2, Clem was a lot more secure. I mean, I say that. Initially, Clem was actually up against the wall against the 3-gate blink aggression, if you recall. Max Pax, he was actually getting quite a lot of damage. He got 14 SCVs, but he did heavily delay his third. He heavily delayed his third base. He delayed his own economy to make that happen. Alas, he did not break Clem, and Clem eventually was able to get his own third, able to snowball out of control, gain map control, and look quite comfortable from there. Just pulling Max Pax apart. And with that, GG. Oh. No shot. No shot! Ah. with that, GG, well played. Clem does take a 2-0 lead. And, that's a little bit sad. Does take a 2-0 lead, and our players are getting into game number 3. And I've been left behind. I would love to find out the conclusion of this series, but I have been left behind, unfortunately. So they've all gotten into game number 3, and if there is a game 4, then we can find out the conclusion of the series. We can jump into game 4, maybe even into game 5, but we won't find out what happens in game 3. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, the players, they just made the lobby, jumped in, and unfortunately we were left behind. Smurge. Does happen from time to time. Does happen. But yeah, I guess we're gonna be going on a short break. I'm hoping that Max Pax, he can bring it back and force a series out of it, and then maybe we can conclude the series. But yeah, for now we're gonna be going on a break, and when we come back, we will either have the rest of this finals or it'll end. Again, if you want to check out the rest of the series, or if you want to check out Game 3, you can follow Wardy. Wardy, he's of course hosting the event, and he is casting. Likewise, it is also being casted in other languages. Koka's casting it in French. We had Sobad casting it in Chinese, and Inu casting in Korean. Fun fact, Inu didn't get into Game 1 because he lagged out. Game 2, Sobad Rush, Chinese caster lagged out, and here in Game 3, I'm just left behind. Every game, someone was left out. Feels bad, man. But yeah, with that, we're gonna be going on a short break. We'll see you guys after the game, and we'll see how the series concludes. Till then, see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back again. I do apologize that we weren't able to bear witness to Game 3, but it has concluded. It has concluded. Congratulations, as MaxPax does take the series 3-0. GG. GG, well played. Again, it is a shame that we weren't able to be a part of the final game. It is a bit of a feels bad, man. I was watching over on Wardy's channel, and basically they were on Amphion. Instead, MaxPax had opened up Phoenix. He opened up Phoenix and went for a 3-base all-in. MaxPax, he went for 6-6 probes. He went for a mass all-in with Phoenixes, with charge lots. Did try it with Archons as well. Did try to break Clem. Clem, he defended beautifully. It was very impressive. He was able to focus on all the Phoenixes as they tried to lift the tanks. The Zealots, they crashed into a brick wall. And after Clem defended, GG. GG, well played. Clem did win at 3-0 in the end. I appreciate that MaxPax did try something different in that final game. Did attempt a different approach, but alas the all-in did fail, and Clem snowballed from there, so very impressive. I do apologize for today's broadcast. A couple of things not going well, right? Like the stream went down earlier, so we missed game 1 of Hero versus Clem, or at least you guys missed out on it. Likewise here, we were left out of the lobby for the final game as well, so yeah, a little bit sad, a little bit demotivated, but it's fine. GG, well played. With that will conclude our broadcast here for the evening. We're gonna be jumping into the Stego Monday Cup. That's gonna be in how many hours? In 8 hours. In 8 hours time, we're gonna be covering another tournament. So we're gonna be going to rest. I'm gonna be going to get some sleep. I'll wake up like in 6 hours time. I'll get some breakfast, get some food, and then we'll have our next cast. We'll have our next tournament. And both Clem and MaxPax might stay up. They might stay up to compete. They might stay up to play in the Stego Monday Cup as well. We'll see. We'll see if either one goes full degen and comes in once again. But yeah, very impressive stuff here out of Clem. Honestly, game 1 was still very close. Game 1 could have gone either way between these two players. And I still stand by what I said before, how Clem typically has been very dominant over MaxPax over these past couple of months. But over the past 2 weeks or so, MaxPax has been looking better and better, has been posing a threat to Clem. I do still favor Clem overall, but MaxPax has been, able to take maps and able to take series. Didn't take a map here tonight, but again, it was still quite close. I don't think the 3-0 really shows just how competitive these two players are against each other. Just, slightly more in favor of Clem here tonight, not dropping a map. GG, well played. But there's a world out there where definitely this could have been a 3-1 or a 3-2. Especially in both game 1 and game 2. Game 3 was a little bit more one-sided there, and even game 2 was more in favor of Clem after he survived the 3-gate blink aggression. But regardless, thank you so much for tuning in, thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves, hope you all had a good time. Despite missing out on some of those games, at least we were able to, conclude the series, I guess. And, feels bad, man, feels bad. So again, our next broadcast is going to be in 8 hours time. If you want to help support the CranKy Ducklings, you can do so via following us on all the social medias. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. Likewise, you can also follow us on or you can also support us on Patreon. You can follow us on YouTube as well. Most likely on Wednesday, I'm going to be re-recording some of these games to upload to YouTube. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, re-recording is fine. It's just editing and rendering these videos can basically take up like 4 hours of a PC's time, so it's less than ideal, but it's fine. We'll just get around to editing VODs. I'll most likely be working on that on Monday. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great time. For those that are curious, this tournament is a weekly tournament. Every week we do have a WardiTV Monday, at least until the off season does conclude. So we're still kind of waiting for that to. We're still waiting for word from ESL to see when or if that does occur. Until then, though, we do have the WardiTVs as consistent open cups here this Monday afternoon. Or this Monday evening. I mean, it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, so time to get some rest, time to get some sleep. Hope you guys had a great time, and we'll see you guys again in 8.5 hours for the Stego Monday number 2. See you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. We're going to be heading off for the night. See you then. That'll be almost midnight. Yeah, it's at a worse time slot for Europe. It's 2 a.m. here, Papi. It's 2 a.m. Aha. I'll see you guys in 8 hours. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye. Bye. Hasta luego. Ciao. Papi. Ciao.